Hey guys, Gino Zero. We're going to do some canning today, but I'm canning excuse me, leftovers. Canning stuff that I've had from the last few days that are left over, with the exception of these. Well, these are kind of leftover zucchinis. I got a package in the mail from Papa Les and Gravy. They had sent me some of their zucchinis. So I got 2 quarts of zucchinis, 1 quart of green beans that have been blanched and and frozen. My green beans didn't do very well this year, so we ate some of them, and this is what I had that I set aside for canning. 2 quarts of chicken and noodles, and 2 pints of refried beans. Now, before we get into it, a lot of people are going to say that that I'm doing it the wrong way, or that it should be done differently, or something like that. Well, this is how. I've never claimed to be an expert on anything. This is how I do it, and this is what I'm going to do. What I'm going to do. The only thing that hasn't been thoroughly cooked is the zucchinis and the green beans. Now, when you can, at least when I can, the zucchini, squash, green beans, stuff like that, I pressure can them at 10 pounds for 30 minutes. So these are the 3 that I mainly am canning. This other stuff is just along for the ride. It's just along to get sealed into the jar and to kill anything that could be, in the jar. They've been in the refrigerator for a couple of days. So when I woke up this morning, I pulled them out of the refrigerator, set them on the counter so that they can start getting the room temperature. That way, when I put them into the water, it's not a huge shock to the system. I don't have my water on yet. Everything is now room temperature, and I'm going to put them into the canner and start the canning process. And there's going to be a lot of people saying, oh, that stuff's going to turn into mush. Well, first of all, the refried beans are already mush, so that's okay. The chicken and noodles, yeah, they probably will get mushy. However, they will be sealed and good for a long, long, long time. And I would much rather be able to take one of these jars outside, set them in the sun, and let them warm up a little bit and eat chicken and noodle mush than, I don't know, dirt, I guess. I'm okay with it being a little bit mushy because, like I say, I'll be able to put them on the shelf and store them for a really long time. And it's nice because if something ever happens and we find ourselves in an emergency, my kids would enjoy having chicken and noodles. So, like I said, these 3 here are the main thing that I'm actually canning. But I didn't want to just use up my canning space for just these 3 quarts. So this other stuff is going to go along for the ride, and we're going to take you through that process. There's a million videos on YouTube about how to can, so I didn't show you how I put everything in the jars, and what kind of little salt and pepper, stuff like that. So what I'm doing is I'm just showing you that instead of throwing your leftovers out, or forcing your kids to eat it until it's gone. I mean, they're kids. They're going to get burned out on it. If you make them eat a big giant stock pot full of chicken and noodles, they're going to be burned out on it, and they're not going to want it anymore. So I don't mind canning leftovers. It's a good thing. It's another way to save. I make a big pot of chicken and noodles. We eat dinner off of it. Maybe the kids will want some for lunch, and then I take the rest and put it in jars and can it. Put it on the shelf, and then we've got chicken and noodles. I didn't put any vegetables in this to make an actual chicken and noodle soup because I make mashed potatoes along with this, and I put mashed potatoes in the bottom of the bowl, throw some chicken and noodles on top of it, and that's how we roll. So, alrighty, let's get into it. What I'm doing is I'm going to take, you see I've already got my vinegar water in the bottom of the canner there, so I'm just going to start putting all this stuff into the canner, and when I get it loaded up, I'll be right back with you. Alrighty, there we go. We've got 5 quarts and 2 pints loaded up in the canner. I'm going to put my lid on. Let me figure out how I can put this camera here. I hope you guys can see it. Put my lid on there and turn the heat on and let everything start warming up gradually, all together, along with the water in the canner, until we get to the point to where the steam starts spewing out of the top here. And like I say, there's probably about a bazillion videos on YouTube about canning. Some really, really good stuff. So I'm just showing that you can do your leftovers in the canner and save them for a really long time, which is always a good thing. I mean, don't ever throw anything out, please. I don't like throwing away, especially food, let alone anything else. And if I can it, then I got it for later. Alright, so we got the heat on now. We're going to let it start warming up. We're going to bring this inside till it starts spewing out the steam. And you guys know the routine. So I'll see you once it starts steaming. Alrighty guys, we got our steady stream of steam coming out of here. It's been steaming for 10 minutes. And we're going to put our weight on there. We're going to let it get up to 10 pounds of pressure. And then I'll set it for 30 minutes, so I'll be right back. Alrighty, I'm at the 10-pound mark. I'll set my timer for 30 minutes. And I'll see you guys in 30 minutes. Alrighty, the timer is going off. So we're going to turn off the timer. We are going to turn off the heat, and we are going to let it start cooling off until we can get the pressure out and get in and get out our jars on the inside. So I will see you in a little bit. Alrighty, I got the lid popped off of the canner there. I'm going to start pulling the stuff out and setting it on a towel on the counter so they can sit and cool off. Everything looks okay. Well, let me get everything, I'm not going to bore you guys, let me get everything out here on the towel and I'll be right back. Alrighty, there we go. Everything's out onto the counter there, let it cool off. Some of the lids have popped, some of them haven't. So we will see what happens. I'm pretty sure all of them are going to seal up though. I've never had any trouble with them. And there you go guys. Just wanted to show you that you don't have to wait till you have a whole bunch of stuff to can all at once of the same stuff. You can can a whole bunch of stuff at the same time, can your leftovers, can some stuff out of the garden, a little bit of this, a little bit of that, and you know, it works out. Rather than throwing it away, just put it in the jar. Now tomorrow or in the morning when I get up, these will be good and cool, and I can I'll clean off the lids real good, take the rings off, label them, and store them down in the shelf. Store them properly and they'll last a long time. So there you have it guys. Hope you enjoyed. Thanks for watching. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to let me know, and we'll see you guys next time. The end. Buzz, the end.